Hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very honored to be here today with my topic on comprehensive interpretation of Thai jewelry market. What I will try to do is to go through the structure of the Thai industry, and I divide them into the past and the reason why we are still. I'm going to go to the origin of the Thai gemstone industry. And then after that, I'm going to talk about the inertia of the gemstone industry. It might be a bit complicated word here. Basically, on the second agenda, the inertia, I'm trying to explain to you why the situation of our industry will prolong well into the future. And then we go to the present situation. So start with the origin of Thai gemstone industry. We have an evidence clearly dictate that we have 130 years ago given the mining right to the British company to mine ruby and sapphire in our land, and that is in the National Archive. I'm going to go to the second point now. Since in those days, the whole Indochina region, which comprised Burma, Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, were colonized by either the British or the French, exception for Thailand that we have somehow not being colonized. And for that reason, when the British came here 130 years ago, it could only be that they come from Burma. And with the French coming to Thailand 130 years ago, they only have to come from Vietnam, Cambodia, or Laos, because they colonized those three countries. In the case of British, who I assume came from Burma, I could only assume that before coming to Thailand, the British has already had the mining right in Burma. And the French would have the mining right also in Cambodia, which is a very major area of ruby and sapphire, very good quality, bordering Chanthaburi of Thailand. So the history of the whole region of Indochina has started the utilization of ruby and sapphire to the mining rights and later on into production. Somehow, among these five countries in Indochina, Thailand was the most peaceful country because we have not been colonized. And for that reason, Thailand has been a center of gemstone from all of those countries which has been colonized. So all the gemstones in those four countries flock to Thailand, and also Thai also have their own resources in our land too. So at this point in time, Thailand has been the hub for the last at least 100 years of gemstone from Indochina. And I personally believe that the amount of gemstone that is still available in those four countries are still plenty. In Thailand, it's been diminished quite a lot because as a peaceful country, we have been mining our land so much that so many stone has already been taken out. But I personally believe that there are still plenty ruby and sapphire and other semi-precious stone available in the four countries of Burma, Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam. And of course, Thailand is the center point of a gemstone trade that came from those countries in Indochina. Now, in the last 60, 70 years, well, I started business about 50 years ago, so I had a clear view of what happened. I've seen that in the last 50 years, the availability of stone from the other region of the world start to arrive. And that is worth mentioning from places like Australia, East Africa, Sri Lanka, Madagascar. All of those stones has been mined in that time frame of say 50 years back, 60 years back, and they all found a way to come to Thailand for trading hub of their gemstone. So in the last 40, 50 years, Bangkok in particular has been built to become the hub of gemstone from Indochina and from the rest of the world. And this is the position where we are now holding. So, worthy to mention too that since Thailand has been the hub for gemstone for at least the last 100 years. We have developed a technology of heat treatment which allow us to improve the quality of precious stone and semi-precious stone from all over the world. Again, that because that ability occurs not simply the Thai as Superman or whatever. It's just a fact that we are the hub. We have so many gemstones from different other countries, and so we had a lot of raw material to play around with, and so we're coming up with this heat treatment technology, which is somewhat exclusive to the Thai. Now I'm going to go over to the third point, the present situation. Now, this is the statistic from NSO, and it was processed by the Gems and Jewelry Institute of Thailand, GIT. The number of Thai gems and jewelry entrepreneurs in 2021 is numbering 12,589. Now, when we say Thai gems and jewelry entrepreneurs, we mean that the Thai or the foreigners who register in Thailand as the entity, as a legal entity. So this is a combination of local Thai and foreigners from different other countries. Most of them are small enterprise, yes. And the production, in the production, the number of business involved is about 11%, and being a wholesaler, about 15-16%, and the rest are in the retail industry. Bangkok, of course, is the main place where these enterprises are situated. It's about 40% of this number has a head office in Bangkok. The labor market, the upstream meaning involved in mining operation and basically mining operation. We have people, altogether we have 664,000 people involved in the whole industry. And in the upstream we had, I hope I got it right, we have 49%, and 22% of them is in Chantaburi, which of course Chantaburi is the second most important city in Thailand after Bangkok in terms of this, the gems and jewelry in Thailand. In the midstream means production, gems cutting, making jewelry, 43%. And downstream, which is you can say is in retailing, 25-26%. The government support, this is a very important reason for our advancement in this country and make it an important gems and jewelry hub. The government going to the point whereby we would allow a normal person, any person who come to Thailand border, going to the custom and declare the amount of gemstone that they had with them, bringing with them. The custom officer will not charge any duty, any tax. But what they will do is that they will charge 1% withholding tax on any import gemstone that being sold in Thailand. Simply saying, if I'm coming from, say, Tanzania, I bring the stone in to the custom officer. I declare that I have 1,000 pieces of gemstone. I declare the value. The custom officer will give the evidence that they have inspected these 1,000 pieces and will somehow seal or put a stamp on this particular parcel. They can take a parcel with them right after this formality. Then they go into our gem district and sell it. Say they sell 500 pieces. Before they leave the country, they go to the custom and declare that they have sold 500 pieces. And according to the invoice declaration that they had given at the time of entry, the government will charge them 1% withholding tax on the value of that 500 pieces sold in the Thai local market. Now, this is as liberalized as it could be, that any activity after this, if you have a company here, you want to import a rough stone, you can import without duty, zero duty here. You will pay 7% VAT, but of course, that 7% VAT, you can get it back from your respective customer. So basically, one can readily say that the facility that the government has supported is to the point whereby there is really no import duty and there is really no tax to bring gemstone and to bring jewelry to Thailand. And if you are a normal person without registering as a company, you can come here with a bag of gemstone and you can sell in this country and pay 1% withholding tax. Government has been doing a lot of trade promotion with the exhibition in Bangkok of the Gems and Jewelry Fair since 1985. This 1985 Jewelry Fair was the first jewelry fair of its kind in Southeast Asia, or even, I can say, in Asia. We had our own Gems and Jewelry Fair before India, before China, and before the rest of Asia. So this fair in 1985 was the very first fair that was organized by the government for the industry. The government has supported 6 public universities to have a specific course of gemstone jewelry in the curriculum. The government has set up the Gems and Jewelry Institute of Thailand, in short GIT, as an institute to expand the academic knowledge of the industry for the trade, to set up a laboratory testing for gemstone with the government approving stamp of what the result of quality of the gemstone is backed by the government of Thailand. It also has its own essay facility in the institute. Now, before we are looking at this chart, I just want to give you some bit and pieces information which I think is important. So don't look at this chart just for now, just listen for what I have to say. I have to give you information about the problem in Thailand with the disruptive trade that happened during the COVID time and during the new war in Europe, what we call the Russian war with Ukraine. And we have some difficulties to get diamond, to get pearl from China, and some colored gemstone from Afghanistan. So we suffer that disruption. But again, that's applied to everybody. As of now, of course, with the war in Europe, in Eastern Europe, we are faced with inflation like any other country is having. We have our own special problem that we have aging population. This is a country with 70 million population, but we are having now an aging population whereby we would be facing with less working population. The younger people is becoming less in this country. Fortunately or unfortunately, our neighbors are so disruptive in their political movements, like Burma. You probably hear about the war, the civil war in Burma. We have 200,000 workers from Burma that want to enter Thailand, and of course, this is for our industry, for all other industry. We welcome that kind of migration, and we are urging our government to accept these 200,000 people to come to Thailand, so that it will help our industry to have a younger workforces. And as far as export is concerned, the number of export in Thailand since the last 40 years, gems and jewelry has never go below number 5. We have always been the top 5 export earning for Thailand, and as of today is number 3. And our figure as per June in this year 2022 is 40% over 2021. So things look good, but again, we don't know what's going to happen with the disruption of the war in Central Europe. Now, I want to show you this because this will give you an idea that if you actually set up in Thailand, what can happen to the business. I have made up a chart where here, Bangkok as a center. In all this red line here is actually the flight chart. All these flights are direct flight. We can fly to Sri Lanka in 3 hours and 20 minutes, direct, for example, and over. Now this chart alone, which expanded from Delhi to Tokyo, and from the southern Indonesia up to Mongolia. Of course, I would have loved to draw New Zealand and Australia around here, but it will sort of make my map a little bit not in the good shape for people to see. So it's understandable that New Zealand and Australia do come to Bangkok as a transit point for the business in this region. So they do come here a lot to buy the jewelry and gems. In all of these countries, with some exception, we have free trade agreement with most of them. Maybe the exception may be Mongolia, and I don't know, maybe we don't have. Yeah, we don't have a trade agreement with Sri Lanka yet. But otherwise, all of those flight part, we have free trade agreement. And free trade agreement means that we can export from Thailand. Let's say if you have factory here, you can export to those countries without paying import duty. It's a zero import duty if you export from Thailand. So I think this is quite an important information, so that you have to bear in mind how important is Thailand in this region in terms of expanding your business, whether in production, whether in distribution, and whether in retailings. So I hope I have given you a clear enough view of the positioning of Thailand in the gems and jewelry industry of the world. And on top of that, I have to reiterate again that the gems and jewelry industry is so important to the Thai industry and the Thai way of life. We have no less than, with 700,000 people involved, and with 40 million working population, we could be something like 2-3% of the working population, I think. I may be wrong, but please do the calculation. 40 million working population with about 700,000 involved. And on top of that, the market that we have here is not only, let's say in the local market alone, of 70 million people, we also have 41 million tourists coming to Thailand. We are either number 4 or number 5 in the world for tourist arrival. But in all of this chart, from Delhi to Tokyo, no country here has more tourist arrival than Thailand. Thank you very much. I hope you have learned something, and thanks for having me.